One last thing I want to talk about today. This is May 10th again, and I've had kind of number of very short videos here answering, well, not short, they tell me they're supposed to be short, but answering a lot of questions we've had from viewers. I want to talk about an ethics alert that we received, we attorneys in Illinois received this week, Monday, May 7th, from our Illinois State Bar Association, involving loan modification scammers recruiting attorneys. Loan modifications, we here at Brydges and Associates have never been big fans of loan modifications. I don't think they're a good deal. If you're underwater, they're a bad deal. All they do is you end up paying more in interest, and we have always been about principal reduction and defending the case based on audits and the evidence produced by the audits. But there are instances, if you're not underwater, when a loan, and you've had some hard financial times, when a loan modification is the appropriate procedure, and you should be applied for it. The banks have been abusing the loan modification process. I cannot tell you the number of cases I've had in which the people have said, which I said, people, you know, there's been a default judgment entered in the foreclosure lawsuit. Why did you just let that go? And people said, well, the banks had called me up and said that I qualified for a loan modification, and they said they gave me a temporary loan modification, and as long as I made the payments, I would get a permanent loan modification. So I'd assume that they weren't proceeding with the foreclosure. Well, as it turns out, that's why the banks were giving the temporary loan modifications, is so that you would ignore the foreclosure proceeding. And that's what's happened in thousands of cases. And I get very frustrated. I point out to judges that the bank had invited an application for a loan modification. They had told my client that they would get a loan modification. They even gave them a temporary loan modification during the application process. Why does it take 6 months to review an application for a loan modification? If you're contacting the client and they're eligible for loan modification and you're going to give them a temporary one, why does it now take 6 months to process their application? And why do you keep losing the documents? And why are they dealing with a different person all the time? I'll tell you why. Because they're sandbagging you, so you ignore the foreclosure proceeding and have a default judgment entered against you. But that being said, our Bar Association, rather than going after the Bar Association, has warned about loan modification scammers who you cannot take an upfront fee to do a loan modification if you're not an attorney. So a lot of non-attorneys apparently are teaming up with attorneys so they can charge an upfront fee for an application for loan modification. We don't charge upfront fees for loan modifications because we don't do loan modifications. That's not our business. We're in the business of, we're a foreclosure defense law firm. We're not a loan modification firm. As part of defending a foreclosure action, one strategy might be to apply for a loan modification. But you don't hire Brydges and Associates for a loan modification. That's not what we're in the business of doing. We're a foreclosure defense firm. We believe in restructuring of mortgages to reduce the artificially inflated mortgage to reflect the current fair market value of the property, rather than the artificially inflated fraudulent value that you were induced to sign the mortgage. And also look out for attorneys who accept fees for little or no work, and use non-lawyers to do most of the work, that engage in widespread telemarketing operations staffed by non-lawyers, that allow the lawyer's law firm to be used in solicitations of prospective clients by non-lawyers, loan modifications, supposed loan modification experts who say they are affiliated with an attorney. Beware of attorneys who misrepresent the likelihood of getting a favorable result, or misrepresent that they are affiliated with a government agency. Also, be wary of attorneys who share legal fees with non-lawyers, or who pay large fees to a marketing or foreclosure consultant or other person who refers distressed homeowners to the attorney. Be aware of attorneys who fail to supervise subordinate attorneys and non-attorney work product. And also, this is one thing here that we are never guilty of, that we better never be guilty of, is failing to keep clients reasonably informed. Your attorney has an obligation to keep you fully advised of what's going on in your case at all times, all developments, all options, changes, strategies, answer all your questions. We have a policy here at Brydges and Associates that every inquiry, be it by email, letter, telephone, is returned within 24 hours. From a client is returned within 24 hours. Even if sometimes the return call is Mr. Brydges is out of town, or he's, or you know, some other attorney is in court and he's going to need another 24 hours to respond to your question. The communication, the inquiry from a client is responded to within 24 hours and every 24 hours until the client has received a satisfactory response. Every attorney should do that. This e-alert says to be aware of attorneys who don't. Thank you.